Hi, this is for Lady Blue, Polly and Puppy Love, since you asked for it. So I'm going to go through character creation, particularly it's the same, men's and women's pretty much, but particularly the women's side. So you can see there's the body there and all the stuff on the right hand side, and the first one is like how tall you are, and there'll be other stuff for like how wide and the thing you are. Not all of the voice is working yet, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. That was a bit squeaky, but I expect there'll be loads more voices.
Fat man!
Fat man? Did she say fat man? Anyway.
Soldiers!
Yep.
Forward!
So it's not all there yet, but it will be. And then there's the skin colour, from really pale all the way through to really dark, which I know Polly is going to like. Wow, hadn't noticed before how nice the white face paint looks on a dark skin. We can have a look at that in a bit. But I'm going to leave mine at quite pale. And then like all the facial stuff, there's all these really subtle lots of things, like warband, but you can't, it's all quite subtle, so you can't really make anything very grotesque. And in any case, it's all going to be hidden under a helmet, so not sure how much of this you can see. I don't know what skin type does, if anything. Maybe seems to make the wrinkles a bit more or less obvious. Yeah, well, anyway, you can see as much as I can. And otherwise the sliders, like face width, you can see that goes really narrow, the whole head, or really wide. Face depth, I'm not entirely sure what that does. We'll leave it somewhere in the middle. And this one, you see, it's all quite subtle stuff. You're not going to make really grotesque faces by just sort of, all of this is well within sort of normal range. Face weight, I like this, makes either chipmunk cheeks, here we go, chipmunk cheeks, or leave it somewhere in the middle. Cheekbones, how high they are, I don't know if that's kind of how much they stick out. And I can't. Yeah, it's not easy to see what's going on. I'm not terribly interested in this stuff, but I know Polly, Puppy, and Lady are. So here we go. These are what the sliders do. Eye socket size, so that's sort of widening where the eyes are, or narrowing it. I'm going to leave all mine just somewhere in the middle. Ear size, oh, I thought it was going to go big or little, but it's not doing that. Yeah, let's turn around. So, yep, sticky out ears or sticky in ears. Dumbo or not. Or not sticky in here. Now let's turn it for ear size. Yep, big or little, there we go. this is the one I love, face asymmetry, so you can just, again, it's subtle, it's not going to make you look really grotesque, but it's just going to go either sort of the right side slightly shorter or the left side slightly shorter, so that's really cool. I think, yeah, I'll leave it off to one side. Excellent, that's what we want, a bit of asymmetry. So we'll have a look at the eyes, and again it's all subtle stuff. Eyebrow depth, don't know what she's doing there. Let's have a, if we make the face less asymmetrical, then maybe it'd be easier to see what's going on with the eyes. Hopefully I'll remember to set that symmetry later. So no, I'm not terribly clear what's going on there. It's changing the shadow as far as I can see. Outer height, so you can see it slightly lifting at the outside edge. Inner height, middle height, this first. Did she look surprised or not? Eye size, the eye's slightly bigger or slightly smaller, but it's all very, very subtle stuff, and it's all hidden under a helmet, so you know, personally I just leave it on random, more or less, apart from the asymmetry, which I do love. Eyelid height, so a few more things down here. Eye depth, eye shape, seems to be whether it's sort of cat eyes or not. Outer height, again cat eye or sort of droopy eye. Inner height, eye to eye distance. Eye asymmetry, oh excellent, so you can make all bits of your face asymmetrical. What more could you possibly want? And colour, so that fades from blue at one end. Go a bit close and we can see, hopefully. If they'd stop moving it'd be easier to see some of these things. So from blue through to green, hazel, and then really dark. I'm going to leave mine somewhere in the hazel area. Nose, more than you could possibly want to do with a nose. Not really sure what length is doing, but angle seems to be tipping the, whether you tip the tip up or not. Peter Pan nose or whatever. Nose tip height seems to be Peter Pan nose or not as well. Size, oh let's go this one first. Width, yeah, so width is how big it is from side to side. So what's size? Oh, I see, overall thing. Maybe better if we had it sideways. Nostril size. There seems to be the whole end of the nose bigger or little there. Nose bridge. Sticky out or sticky in. Nose shape. Not sure what that's doing. And asymmetry now. Did she have an accident on a rugby pitch? Yeah, and you can bend it to one side or the other. This is all excellent stuff. You can make really great characters, but in Skirmish, which is pretty much all we've been playing, in the pre-made characters, you're always wearing a helmet, so there's not going to be much to see. So mouth, more teeth type. Yeah, again, stop moving. Let's see those teeth. And when are you ever going to see the teeth on another character? I mean, you can stand in front of somebody and wait for them to do a mouth movement so you can see their teeth. Hopefully there's a reason for customising your character, but I haven't seen it yet. Oh, that's quite nice. Frowny face or happy face. Lip thickness, it's all very subtle. You're not going to be able to make it like a really trout mouth or something. What would be nice is if you could like make different characters like you could in Warband. So different characters for different things. But so far there's only the one. It's quite interesting, this jawline one. I can't, yeah. So slightly widening the side of the jaw there. Jaw shape. Seems to be whether you've had a neck lift or not. Jaw height. Oh, more of a neck lift. Chin sticky out, sticky in. So that's mouth. Now onto the interesting stuff like this. Hair. So hair colours are all natural. They're so like, even the light ones don't seem to go very light. It's all really quite a natural look. I'd like to have a bit of more grey one than that, but apparently we can't. Loving the bald look, I might go for that. Scraggy hair that's going to get in your way in battle, so you can't see what you're doing, you're going to die. Loosely tied up isn't going to help. Death hair. I like the colours, the highlights. The styles, you know, they're a bit rigid, but who cares? It's under a helmet. You're never going to see it. There's like one or two characters where you can see the hairstyle. I like that one. That's very sensible for battle. Loosely tied up in a bun, not too bad. Sort of random shortcut. Lovely highlights. Very sensibly tied back. That would stay in for weeks. This is my favourite. You'd probably only have to do this once a year. It's alright, I guess. That's a bit, I mean, if you're in battle, is that going to stay in? It's a very, very sensible thing to do. Like, nobody's going to grab you by your hair. That's even more sensible, because then you don't have to mess with that. I feel your hair would get in your eyes. You wouldn't be able to see what you were doing. And a bun. So rather annoyingly, the men have many more options, but this is the one we like. This is really awesome. It's my favourite anyway. Face paints. So this is quite cool as well. So you can see there's not all that many options, and let's have a look. That's one I've been wearing. Nice. Oh, and they can be different colours, but only a few base colours, which kind of is quite realistic as well. Let's have a look at that white paint on dark skin. Pretty good. Pretty good. You're going to love that, I know. So that's sort of fairly basic all over white. These are all a bit subtle. Could do with some bolder designs really. Like that's a nice good bold design, but there's not enough of those. Mostly it's this sort of hennaed light tattoo look, and that's just a bit of makeup. So let's go back to the most awesome of those few designs that we have. You'll notice there are no scars. I don't know why women don't get scars. Men have scars. If women are in battle, they're going to get scars too, so why not? So for everything, like all the facial stuff, they've got all the same sliders for men as well as women, and it's going to do the same stuff on this guy's face. And the skin type makes him look a little bit more wrinkled, a little bit less wrinkled. Sliders are all the same. The differences are here. Look at that. All those hairstyles. That's quite cool. Do you like the long hair one? Shaggy not so much. A bit more sensible in battle. Cool. Not too bad. That one's, yeah, like the woman's one. A bit sensible. Keep tied up for weeks. Keep your hair out your face. Oh, I like that. That's a really cool ponytail. Didn't see a ponytail on the woman, did we? But that one's really nice. So I don't, and that's like the one I love. That's a bit dorky. That's kind of pudding bowl. It's good that they had it in, but it's not a great hairstyle. Anyway, this guy looks good in all of them. And here we go. We should maybe, if we want to see this, get rid of his hair, get rid of his face paint, and have a good look at all these beards or moustache. It's barely there, a little bit there, very bushy, more than you can really deal with. It makes me laugh. I never understand why anybody would partially shave their face. It's like, oh, I got bored. I was going for it, but I couldn't be bothered to do this bit. Oh, I like this. Now, if I was having a male character, this is what I would be. Bald and clean shaven, apart from that bit, which maybe I don't have a mirror, or I can't reach that far around or something. That's where I give up. And these are for people who forgot their razor, or it's not working, or managed to borrow somebody else's. But look at how many they've got. Look at this. Somebody in Tell Worlds loves their beards and doesn't really care much for the female characters. All kinds of soup catchers here. So, like tying it up. But sadly, no flower beards. Catch my soup, catch everybody's soup. But I never bothered to decorate them and put a flower in them. Seems a shame, doesn't it? Or the skulls of my finger bones of my enemies or something. No beards with anything exciting plaited into it. Let's have a good look at their face paints. Different to the female ones. Get a lot bolder, a lot fiercer, a lot more emphatic. Also the tattoo ones, like why would you bother? I don't know. And then let's take the face paint away so we can see this. Scars. This is what we want. We want scars. If you're going to be in battle, that's my favourite. If you're going to be in battle, then you need to have a few things to show that you've had a knock or two. And I don't know why women haven't got scars. Like they said weeks ago, they'd be adding scars in for women. But maybe it's just too hard to put scars on those female faces. Who knows? Hopefully they'll manage it eventually. Yeah, I do love my scars. Wish you could combine them actually. I might I suppose it might be one of the people who overdid it, but if you could do Lava Scar, that's one I would have. Hopefully we get that one on female characters eventually. Let's make sure we put our hair back. Oh, and our face paint actually. Oh, there we go. That's back to how we started. So there it is then. That's pretty much all I have to say. Character customizations, really subtle. You can't make anything very grotesque. Well, I haven't tried, but I dare say you can't. You're not going to see it anyway, except on that cheap peasant one. I think that's the only one without a hat. And on Botania, the cheap inf. But otherwise, you're wearing a hat all the time. Oh, some of the hats are awesome, but you're not going to see your hairstyle. You're barely going to see your face, or not at all going to see your face. And even the cheap peasant ones sometimes have a hat, so you're seeing very little of all that intricate customization you just spent all that time going through. I know it's not going to stop you doing it, but and obsessing over it. But I'm just happy with a random face. I think, although I do love that hairstyle. Best hairstyle in the game. Out of the very, very few options for female hairstyles and customization, this is the best. Anyway, I hope that's what you wanted. Hit me up again if you wanted to see something more in particular, okay? I'm gonna